Howdy friends, Dave Paulides for the Can-Am Missing Project and Missing 411. Yes, you are looking at the regions of the National Park Service. Now, I had this made up for a specific reason because this is a very special program. I'm gonna crash and kill it. No, this is a super special show. And we're going to go through this one by one. Now, the regions of the National Park Service are important because each region is in charge of certain parks. Each region has a group of what's called special investigators that are the detectives for the National Park Service. Now, I'm going to get back to that in a minute. And if you can see over here, I've written down contact points. And this is where the rubber's going to meet the road. We're going to get back to that in a second. But I'm going to walk you through what some people are absolutely lying about, which has prompted me to make this video. Really, this video needs to go to Elon, Doug Bergum, and the acting director of the National Park Service, Jessica Bowron. We'll get to that in a second. I want to walk you through what has me on the edge of my seat upset. Now, about 10 years ago, 12 years ago, I filed the Freedom of Information Act against the National Park Service through their Denver office and a woman named Charis Wilson. And I asked for a list of missing people from Yosemite. And I asked for a list of missing people from their entire national park system. They came back and they told me, well, Mr. Paulides, we're going to change your status from a regular citizen to a commercial vendor. So we're going to charge you commercial vendor fees. Oh, really? Yes, those are going to be between $55 and $95 an hour for all of our work. Really? Okay. They did this for two reasons. They know, number one, I couldn't afford it. And number two, they wanted to ignore why I was claiming an exemption. Why? I had made videos that had told the facts behind many of these cases. I have now done movies that are for free to the public. Yeah, these should be a free request. Well, they wanted to charge me $34,000 for a list from Yosemite and $1.4 million for a list from their entire system. This is fraud, folks, and I'm going to explain it to you right now. Mr. Bergum, Mr. Bowron, or Mrs. Bowron, pay attention, please. I published books exposing Yosemite's missing people. Within 6 months after I wrote the books, when they wouldn't give me the names, they came out with a list. 96 names of missing people in Yosemite. Wow. Amazing, isn't it? They didn't need the 34,000. They just needed Dave to do the work. Now, many special agents have contacted me in the last 10 years. And the vast majority of these people are outstanding men and women. Outstanding. And they're put in a tough position. Now, I've actually been to the special agent's office in Yosemite. It's above a garage. They deserve a better office, trust me. And it's cramped. I feel sorry for them. They deserve better. But that office in Yosemite houses the special agents that cover all of this western region. And you can see here that the National Park Service head office for the region is in Oakland and Seattle, and there should be a star in Yosemite for the special agents head office, but there isn't. Now, I learned this the hard way, and this is where the fraud comes in. Please pay attention. Each special agent in each region behind me, each region has an office like Yosemite does, and at that office is all the special agents, each region. And each special agent is given some of the missing people in that region. They're stuck in a file cabinet. In the file, when you open it, the front page is an activity sheet. The last time you looked at the case, what you did, you put it in a line there. Now, how does Dave know this? I've seen the cases. Some of them. And that activity sheet shows if anyone's looked at it in 10 years. Most of the time, there's nothing. But each of these special agents has these files in a drawer. And they're assigned them. Now, Yosemite had 95 cases. Each special agent, let's just say, has 10 cases, right? And let's just say there's 9 special agents that they're all divvied up with. That's 90 cases. Well, this isn't rocket science, folks, of what I requested. They pull out the 10 cases. They type an email to the special agent in charge of each region. Type an email. Here's the list you requested. Name 1, John Doe, missing date 6/1/65. Missing case number 2. How long could it take you to type up those 10, a name, a location, and a date? How long could that take you? Let's just say you're a slow typer. 10 minutes? I don't know. Let's just say 10 minutes. So that's 10 cases times 9 agents. That would be 90 minutes of time. You with me so far? Now, the special agent in charge gets all these emails coming in, and he copies and pastes that segment onto an Excel spreadsheet. How long could that take? 30 minutes? So total time there is 2 hours. Because you got the 30 minutes and the 90 minutes, that's 120 minutes. At a rate of $55 an hour, that's $110. They wanted to charge me $34,000. That's fraud. That is fraud. Doug, acting director, and I'm sending this to some congressmen too. There needs to be something done. Now let's think about the whole NPS system, National Park System. 7 regions in the park. 7 regions. Each region has a special agent in charge of the special agents in that district. Let's say each region has 7 special agents. Let's say each agent has 10 missing person cases. And let's say it takes them 10 minutes to type that up. That's 70 minutes per region for all the special agents. Special agent in charge to put it all together, copy and paste, let's say 30 minutes. That would mean 100 minutes per region, but let's round up to 120 minutes, 2 hours. That's $110 per region to put a list together. You with me so far? So each region costs $110 to put the list. Time the 7 regions, that's $770 for the entire system. NPS wanted to charge me $770 for that list. I'm sorry, $1.4 million they wanted to charge me for that list that really would have cost $770. That's outright lunacy, fraud, and theft. I don't care how you want to add it up, that's wrong. Now, the NPS just released a list of deaths inside the national parks. Their website has a list of movies inside the park. So they understand the importance of keeping lists. The infamous George Knapp, the chief investigative reporter for CBS Las Vegas, said, Dave, they're lying. They have the list. They don't want to give it to you. I agree. They're not that stupid not to have a list. But why are they outright committing fraud against the public? Why? Elon, Why? 2 years ago, I was getting ready to film inside of Great Smoky Mountain National Park. We wanted to film at a location called Spence Field. Years ago, you could drive to Spence Field. The NPS shut that down. Can't drive there any longer. The only way to get there is on horseback or walk, hike. It's 6 miles uphill, a brutal hike. So I had a film crew with me. I was only going to take 3 people and myself. Needed 4 horses. I called this concessionaire in the park to reserve the 4 horses, and they told me that they weren't allowed to ride there. What? You're the concessionaire in the park. Only horses or hikers are allowed on that trail, but you're not allowed to go there? No, I'm sorry, sir, we can't. So I called the National Park Service office at Great Smoky Mountain and asked them if there's any special permits I need if I bring in rental horses that we're going to take up to Spence Field. They said, no, that would be a violation of the law. What? Yeah, that would be a violation of the law. You can't bring in rental horses to the park. You can bring your own horses and ride up to Spence Field, but you can't rent any and bring them in the park. Why? Just the rules, sir. What that does is that guarantees that no film crew can ever film anywhere in the park where you have to huck it and bucket for a whole day hike, right? They ensure that nobody's going to film at Spence Field with those rules. Why won't they allow a concessionaire to go up there? If other horses can go up, why can't the concessionaire? Same year, I applied for a film permit in Yosemite. I sent it overnight express USPS mail. 6 weeks later, no answer. Called the film office and they said, that goes to our mail delivery office and they must have lost it. Sent another one that day. 3 weeks later, I'm sorry, we never got it. I don't know what's going on. Third one, signature required on all 3. This one gets through. A few weeks later, I get the most rude, abusive response denying me a film permit, not giving me any alternatives, not asking me to do anything different, it's a blatantly abusive email that I will make public under the realm of the next movie. I filed a Freedom of Information Act for a missing person in Yosemite. Case is approaching 50 years old. I get a call from a special agent named YU. And he asked, why do you want to see this report? First words out of his mouth. I said, that's irrelevant to a Freedom of Information Act request. He goes, no, I need to know why you need to see this. I said, no offense, but that's none of your business. I mean, truthfully, that's not a requirement in FOIA. And he said, well, I just want to know because you're never going to see this case file. I said, why? Hey, none of your business. You're never going to see this case file. Who said? He goes, it's my case file. You're never going to see it. I asked, is it a criminal investigation? Nope. I said, has anybody even looked at the case in the last 20 years? Yeah, doubtful. It was the rudest law enforcement contact I've ever had in my life. And he's a special agent for the Park Service in Yosemite. So my question is, why hide a missing person report? Now, I filed many Freedom of Information Act requests against the National Park Service at various parks. I would say about 40% of the time, I get the case file. Did you hear that? 40% of the time, I get an open case file on a missing person in a national park. There's no rhyme or reason why I get some and why I don't get others. There's no policy that says, as long as this is an open case file, we can't release it. That's not a policy. Someone says that to you, it's a lie. There is no logical investigative reason to withhold a missing person report from the public. But the NPS has refused dozens of cases to me, predominantly out of Yosemite, which I haven't gotten any. Now, they did put some things on file on various cases. Sometimes the NPS puts up a National Park Service Special Agent bulletin photo of the victim, the missing person, and maybe one line about what happened. But that's about 1% of the total amount of people, I'm guessing, that are missing inside their system, or less than that. Who really knows how many people are missing, because they won't release that information? Why not have a National Park Service page with a photo of the missing person and 2 lines about when it happened, what park it was at? You know, almost every state has that. Now, the National Park Service has over 150 different locations. Why can't they do that? Why won't they do that? Why won't the National Park Service release their information on missing people? Now, they stymied me by saying, hey, you're a commercial requester, commercial vendor. You've got to pay $55 to $75 an hour for all your requests from now on. Yeah. Well, I spoke to somebody who would know about getting a variance on that. John Greenwald, who owns the Black Vault. He told me, Dave, they're lying to you. You have enough videos up. You've made your films available to the public for free. Your books are in libraries. They can go read them for free. Why they aren't allowing you to have this, all of it for free, is obscene. That's my word. And it's more their control mechanism. They know I'm going to get it in front of you. They don't want that. So every other day, I'm posting videos on missing people. Many of them missing in national parks. No help with the National Park Service. They're not giving me any information. Not now. But Mr. Bergum, the acting director, what your department has done is lied and committed fraud by asking for such an obscene amount for files that I laid out to you are priced at just $100 or more. And they want $1.4 million. Friends, this is a call to action. Please pay attention here. The acting director of the National Park Service is Jessica Bowron, B-O-W-R-O-N. Their Office of Communications is area code 202-208-6843. You need to get me in front of her. We're going to be in Washington, D.C. filming, and I want to get in front of her and ask her these questions. And unless there's public pressure to do it, she'll never do it. Doug Bergum, good man. Acting, he is the head of the Secretary of the Interior right now. If you go to whitehouse.gov/contact, you'll get the email form to send him an email. Or you can call his office at 202-456-1111. And the best one is Elon. The government gave him an email address. It's erm71@who.eop.gov. erm71@who.eop.gov. The best way actually to reach him is on Twitter. He does answer people. I'm going to put this video on Twitter, And I'm gonna hope and pray that all of you send an email, forward this video, and really let's get answers to this soon. Because they're going to try to shut me down. If it wasn't for the special agents who have contacted me in the last 10 years, I wouldn't know anything about what I just told you. Am I sure of what I just told you is the truth? 100% sure. It's very disappointing that our own government treats their people like they're treating us. This is a call to action. Please help us get this done. Emails are free. Phone calls are free. Please do it. I'll post the emails and the phone numbers on the video. Thank you. Let's get it done. Paulides out.